What is up, guys? It is your boy, MaineMania, and welcome back to another episode of MK Mobile, ladies and gentlemen. Update 5.3 is here. The bugs are here. Dragon crystals are here. And we haven't really had a chance to sit down and talk about everything going on in this game. There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot, and it'll come to me as we get to it. We are at the top of the Black Dragon Tower today, and this tower is not a fun time. Not only are the drops pretty horrendous and have been in previous iterations of it, but there's only one health piece, which I don't have, and there's only one epic weapon, which I have at very low fusion. So we don't have a lot of damage in this tower. We have to be creative with our build. I'll show you guys what I'm running and what I have been running throughout the tower. We're running Spec Ops Scorpion because most likely Cabal's gonna get his unblockable run in and then wipe one of our characters. So Spec Op gives us a second chance, right? On him, we are going to give him unblockable, Living Dead, so that we can protect him for a save, and Lucky Hat so we can shield the other two with the debuff resistance from the Shintai of Malice. IJ2 is going to get our epic accessories as well as luck on tag and the Dark Mantle for tag in protection, while Classic Liu Kang is going to be our core damage dealer with luck on tag as well as our epic piece that we have and a little bit of extra unblockable so he can get some chains in. He will also be able to cause shield break with the Divine Dynasty Parade uniform on combo enders. So not that we're hoping for a perfect storm of sorts, but we're just hoping that we can get things going. Tremors debuff resistance really does cause a wrench in our plans. And the tagging in and tagging out bug has not made things any easier. So let's hope we can get a snare on Tremor. We still have not been able to get a core snare, but we're gonna try to utilize his luck as best as possible. Still have not gotten a snare, which is not good. I do want to try to get something. Still no snare. And I was about to go for it too. All right, well, we gotta tag out to Classic Liu Kang now, unfortunately. We did get a snare on Bounty Hunter though, so shout out to that. And now we can kind of go to town. I think it's gonna take me two, but if Classic Liu Kang gets into a nice rhythm, then maybe we can make it happen. That's gonna hurt me big time, y'all. Is there Hex in this fight? Wait. Does this have Hex? Shit. All right. So two specials we need to tag out. We can't chance that happening again. So after two specials with Hex, I usually tag out. 60% chance for them to get healed off of my specials is just too much of a risk I can't take. That heal. We're gonna try to cycle here. I want to snare you and get as much damage as I can before I bring back in Liu Kang. 40 seconds, it's doable if we can secure the kill on him. I knew he was gonna get that, but oh, I didn't think he would get this. Lucky Hat saved me there. We're gonna do this and tag out. I don't think we can do this now though. Ooh, Genius Champion. Ah! That hurt. That hurt big time. I needed, oh my God. Psych bomb. No, cancel. Oh, come on. I hit the special too. I hit the special too, man. I definitely hit it, man. Crap. It still wouldn't have gotten the kill, though. I don't think so.
Fight.
So he had 900,000 damage. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to get that. We needed more. That psych bomb getting my Liu Kang out, and the heal. Those two things are what cost me the one shot. But all good nonetheless, you know, we did what we could do. And we'll finish him up here. I think I probably needed 10 seconds. I don't know. Maybe I would have needed like only 10 seconds if
I'm simply too fast.
audio kind of did something weird there. If Bounty Hunter didn't get that heal. But ladies and gentlemen, first completion of the Black Dragon Tower, the remastered Black Dragon Tower, and cross your fingers for your boy. We'll take our baby dragon crystals and we get the Fusion X on Cold War Scarlet, making her my 54th or 55th maxed out diamond. So shout out to that. Before we go ahead and max her out, let's talk about the Black Dragon Tower equipment rework real quick. You know, one of the things that I appreciate is that the devs are doing their best to rework tower gear. I personally think they should direct that towards problematic pieces. I think that's the big problem here, right? The big problem here is, instead of specifically trying to address the problematic pieces of the game, right? What are the problematic pieces? The things that cause some really unfun and unfair gameplay experiences. We're talking about old and new Spectre's Burning Vengeance. We're talking about old Champions Nunchaku, right? We're talking about weather stinking warfare, right? And we're talking about things like, and pieces like the Divine Argus Cloak, right? Where you get 3 debuffs on you every couple of seconds and you're constantly triple debuffed. And then you end up with a combination of Frostbite, Slowed, and Soaked that make the game absolutely unplayable. And you're moving at an absolute snail's pace. So, you know, when you have pieces like that in the game, I think those kinds of pieces 100% should be reworked. But when you have pieces like the old Champion's Leather Bracers, which was a very unique piece, I don't think it was broken. I think it was very good at doing what it did very well. When you have old pieces like Spectre's Infernal Chains, right? That used to guarantee a power drain on Special 1, I think it did what it did very well. It gave any character an opportunity to add power drain on their Special 1. Why they reduced that to a 70% chance, I'm not sure. But I wasn't thrilled with the way they reworked the equipment from the Shirai Ryu Tower. And I think they did an even worse job here with the Black Dragon Tower. I do not like the reworks to any of these pieces at all. Like any of them. See, even Scoundrel Cybernetic Heart, the only piece in this tower that I don't have still. I just think they did such a bad job with the reworks. Like none of these pieces feel like they have a unique thing and kind of, you know, none of these pieces just feel like a memorable piece that you'll be able to easily calculate, you know, how it's going to affect your build. I think they're starting to complicate things far too much with, you know, not even just new character design, but also everything. I mean, look at all the percentages they have in just this one piece, right? A 40% chance to drain 10% of the opponent's max power. And successful combo enders increase the max duration of every poison by 20%, which stacks up to 5 times. Then you also have a 40% chance to gain speed and And then on Cabal, there's a 50% chance that Toxin is going to be applied. Toxin blocks one random piece of equipment and increases all incoming damage by 15%. And if you tag out, all the stacks are removed and drain 60% of the... Who's going to remember that? You see what I mean? Why they're just complicating things too much. There's like 6 different percentages in this one piece. They're just complicating things far too much. If you put this in your build, who is going to remember all of these different percentages for all the different things that it's doing? You're just complicating things too much. They need to simplify again, right? 50% chance to gain speed. You know, 35% crit chance, boom, done. You can visually calculate how that's going to be applied within your build and within your team composition and equipment pieces, right? You can comprehend and see the vision for how that's going to impact your build. But when you have a 40% chance to gain speed, 40% to drain 10% of the power, and then a 60%, and then here, and then a 20% there, and then you can stack multiple times, so that 20% becomes 40% or 60% based on this and that. No one is doing that math in their head. They're just complicating some things that don't need to be so complicated. The new design of these pieces is just so cumbersome. It's cumbersome, right? 35% basic attacks unblockable chance, plus a 5 additional percent chance for enemies affected by cripple or weaken. Then you get an 80% basic attack damage boost for on opponents that have less than half health. And then you get a 20% chance to apply curse on a block breaker attack. They're just adding too many different percentages on one piece. And it's not even just confusing, it's just, they're making it so hard to make these pieces memorable. They keep adding more and more equipment to the game. But when you remake pieces like this, and you add all these complicated percentages that do completely different things and that can stack, it just doesn't, it's not going to be retainable. You know what I mean? It's not retainable. The pieces aren't memorable. They're just gonna get lost in the mix, and they're doing too many different things on minimal increments at one time. They're not even gonna have a meaningful impact on your match. So that's my big thing with the way they're reworking some of these pieces. It's just not good rework design. They're just complicating things far too much, you know? It's kind of like Fire God Liu Kang's Dragon Fires. I don't think 7 Dragon Fires was necessary. Sure, it's cool that he can buff himself 7 times, but let me ask you this. Honestly speaking, if Fire God Liu Kang is not your favorite player in the game, tell me what each Dragon Fire stack does. Don't look, don't cheat. Can you tell me what 1 Dragon Fire does? 2, what the 3rd does, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th? Can you tell me what each Dragon Fire does without looking? It's not memorable. It's a different thing if there were 3 or 5 Dragon Fires, but once you start approaching 7 and then they do different things in between, you're just complicating. You're making kits so complicated that they're not becoming memorable. They're not memorable. Like, they're just not memorable. They're getting lost in the mix, lost in the shuffle, and they're so easily forgotten that players just don't care. So I think that's not a good direction in the new game design philosophy that they've been employing, to just complicate the hell out of every piece and give every piece 4 to 5 different percentages that no one is going to remember, right? But nonetheless, that's that, guys. Let's finish up by talking about Dragon Crystals. You know, I think the Dragon Crystal system is a huge improvement. If anyone's been following my content, I have been fighting for a sellback protection system for years now. And it was music to my ears that a system of sorts was coming. And I don't think the Dragon Crystal system is a bad system, but I think they did some very I think they did some really cheap things that just make the system feel like a waste, you know? Here's what they did, right? They put a 30 dragon crystal cap on how many dragon crystals you can earn per day. And I think that's horseshit. Why are they limiting that? Why are they limiting that? Why are they so obsessed with limiting somebody's grind in this game? Right? Like, why are they limiting how many resources you can earn in this game? I'm not sure. You know, I've had some recent discussions with, you know, some players in the community, and you know, the common thought is that they're limiting so many of these things, the pack openings, and now the dragon crystals you can earn every day because of hackers and people that exploit the game. But it's like, yo, find ways to get rid of the hackers. Do not punish honest players for what hackers do. Do not punish your player base because of what hackers and modders do to your game. It's not fair. It's not fair. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you guys need to have a better team that is able to spot trackers, track trackers, and ban hackers from your game and from your servers if that is a problem for you. But introducing things like pack limitations and daily limits on how many dragon crystals you can earn, that's making the game worse for honest players. It's just not a good feeling. If that's the reason why they're doing it, it's not a good feeling. You know? You get drips of dragon crystals. Some characters give you 2 to 3 dragon crystals. Some duplicate tower equipment pieces give you, you know, up to 6. And you get them in drips, needing 400 to get a diamond and 350 to get an event epic. You know, that's a long ways. It's a long ways of sellbacks in order to get that. And I don't think it's a good system. You know, if you asked me what would feel like a decent sellback protection system, I would say for every 5 sellbacks, I'm guaranteed to get something that adds to my collection. 5 sellbacks is that's not easy to live through. Think about it. When a tower comes around, right? When an event tower comes around, you may not make it to 5 completions. You may get 6 or 7 completions total. So I'm going off of that because that's usually where people get, you know, their diamonds outside of pack openings, right? People usually grind these event towers for the Battle 200 rewards. But my thing is, if you make it through a battle 6 or 7 times and you leave with 6 or 7 sellbacks, it's one of the worst feelings ever. So I personally feel like maybe every 5 times you get a sellback, you get a guaranteed diamond on that next one, right? Guaranteed diamond that you need in your collection. I think that would be fair. But as this current system stands, guys, it takes 400 dragon crystals to get this diamond. 400. And you get about 6 dragon crystals per diamond sellback. If you break that down with needing, right? If you break that down with needing 400 dragon crystals, that means it would take you about 66 sellbacks to get a diamond that you need. And that math ain't mathing. That math just ain't mathing. To need 66 sellbacks to get 1 diamond that you need, in my opinion, is hogwash. It's absolute horseshit. And that's horrible. Now, the plus side of that equation is, well, you can earn dragon crystals from other things. You can earn dragon crystals from your daily, login reward. You can earn dragon crystals from duplicate pieces. You can earn dragon crystals from blue or pink chests, in the crypt. There's multiple ways to earn dragon crystals. Some of them are even in the combat pass. But it still doesn't justify the low amount you get for sellbacks, which is the problem. That's the issue. The issue with sellbacks. If you want to give us drips of dragon crystals for other things, cool. But the fact that you would need to get 66 to 67 sellbacks to get the amount of dragon crystals you need to open up one guaranteed diamond chest, 66 to 67. That math ain't mathing. And then you cap it at 30 dragon crystals per day. Which means, in theory, once again, you would only be able to get one diamond you need every 2 weeks. If you maxed out the amount of dragon crystals you can get with this daily cap, you would only be able to get one guaranteed new diamond, grinding your dragon crystals every day, once every 2 weeks, which just feels horrible. It doesn't feel good. I can understand them trying to roll this out slowly and wanting to kind of gauge it before they tune the numbers. I can understand that. But I just think 66 sellbacks for a diamond is egregious. Like, it's just not acceptable. Even if they would have said every 20 sellbacks, I would have been like, wow, that's crazy. I need to get 20 sellbacks, 20 diamond sellbacks before I can get a guaranteed diamond. I would say 20 is crazy. The fact that it's 66 is just insane. Borderline insanity. And I know their caveat is you can earn dragon crystals in other ways too. They're in the chests in the crypts. They're in the daily login rewards. You can get them for duplicate equipment pieces. They're even, the reward for beating battle 200s. It still doesn't add up. The math ain't mathing there. So, although it's great that we have a new system in the game that gives us an opportunity to get guaranteed diamonds, golds, epics, and tower gear that we need. It's great that we have it, but the rollout feels insulting, and I do think there will be changes to it and it will get better, but the rollout feels insulting. While they introduce something great, they also add insult to injury. And I think it could have been done a lot better. But it is an improvement over what we had before, which is no sellback protection at all. 66 to 67 is just egregious. So that's what I have to say about the Dragon Crystal system. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section below. It's a shame that they feel the need to put all these caps and limits on the things players find fun in this game. It's almost like they don't want you to have fun. They want you to play, but they don't want you to have fun while you're doing it. I'm just not really understanding the logic behind that. Maybe one day I'll have a conversation with the devs, and I will. Until then, though, we'll just have to keep on seeing where this system leads to, how it gets improved in future updates, and hopefully they will be able to get rid of some of these horrible bugs that are in the game and that are causing very, really, really frustrating experiences in gameplay. So, just like you, I'm hoping those fixes come very soon. They did say that there will be a bug patch coming. I just don't know when it's going to be out. Cross your fingers. Hopefully we'll get something soon. Let me know how you guys feel about the new Dragon Crystal system. Let me know how you guys feel about new update 5.3. I know we haven't talked about it just yet, but yeah, man, when you see these kinds of things on a consistent basis, it really does check you out when it comes to this game. And now that I'm moving, it's like such a stressful thing right now. I don't know when I'm going to be able to set back up all of this in my new place and start recording again. I am dreading packing up all my equipment, but it's something I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna try to record a couple of series and do a couple of mass recordings before I pack everything up, because you know, it may be a couple of weeks before I'm able to get my setup right and get everything in order so I can make some more content for you guys. So stay tuned. Potentially a new setup and new things coming. Let me know how you guys feel about update 5.3 and the Dragon Crystal system, and we'll talk about it in the comment section below. Y'all know the deal, man. Show the video some love. Like, share, join, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with MaineMania.